What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Travis. Of course, this is TW Motorsports, and today we are back on the Tahoe and taking some suggestions from you guys. So before we talk about that though, guys, I am doing a giveaway. If you haven't heard about it, I will post a link to the video up above, but we are giving away some fog lights that I was going to use on this thing, but they wouldn't work. And anyway, if you want to see that, go check out that video. We are very close. We're like 300 or less subscribers away from hitting the 15,000 mark. So thanks a lot, guys, for the ones who subscribe, comment. Speaking of comments, and I know, guys, it's gross. The weather's gross. I'm out here freezing, but I want to get this done. In the comments, you guys talked about in the video where I put these taillights in that, for one, I didn't use any dielectric grease. So today we're going to pull all this apart. We're going to put some dielectric grease in those connections. A couple of you said they get really hot, and that could cause some issues. So I should have done that. I didn't have any around, so today I have some of that. The other thing is there's a little heat sink that I put on the plastic, and also several of you guys said that that's going to get hot, it's going to melt through your light. You don't want that, so we are going to fix that as well. Now, once we get all that finished, I do have a new mod for the Tahoe, and we will talk about that once we get past fixing this, but it's something that you guys have been suggesting for a while too, and something that I found that honestly it's a pretty easy install. Actually, it's a really easy install, but you'll see that here in just a second. So I'm gonna go grab some tools, set you guys up on a tripod, and let's get these taillights out and get this back stuff fixed first. So obviously the first thing we need to do is get these taillights out, just the Phillips, just like they went in, guys. And I'm hoping that I didn't catch this too late and this isn't going to be an issue like you guys had talked about. We'll show you that heat sink. And it hasn't melted anything yet, so this is what you guys were talking about. At least it doesn't look like it has. Anyway, I'm gonna go grab a razor blade. We're gonna cut this thing off, and I may be able to just pull it off actually. No, I'm gonna have to cut it off. So we're gonna move that, relocate that thing to somewhere on the body so we don't have to worry about that melting through the plastic. And then, like I said, the other thing is we're gonna put some dielectric grease in all the bulb connections. Let's see if we can get this thing off of here without screwing anything up. It might have been a good time. I just drove this, so maybe it's a good time to do it. Yeah. Alright, guys, so it hasn't melted through yet, but I'm going to take your suggestions, and we're just going to get this two-sided tape off. Hopefully I don't go through my hand here. And then I'm going to have to trim off. I did put some zip ties on here to kind of hold these wires, but I'm going to trim that off so we have basically more length to deal with. And I do have some two-sided tape, some extra to put on here. This does come with some pretty good. It seems like it sticks pretty good. Alright, now let's go grab some. I'll probably grab some cleaner. Actually, we'll probably do the grease first, just because I think we're going to have some trouble. It's not going to reach quite as far out if we mount that to the body like what you guys suggested. So probably go ahead, pull these out and put the grease in first, and then we'll slap it all back together and hopefully find a good place to mount this. I'm not really sure where I'm going to put it. I don't want it to get in the way of I don't want it to hit anything, so I may go back behind this, and obviously we're going to have to clean that off a little as well. So I got my grease here, and we're not going to use a ton here, guys, just enough to try to keep it from getting warm, and we'll just take one out at a time. Now, as you guys know, on the when I put these in, they are specifically go in a certain way, so I'm going to try to keep them in that same way. And I'm just going to put a little bit on the bottom. And like you guys said, that may keep it from getting quite as hot. Love your suggestions, guys, so keep making those suggestions in the comments. Like I said, I do read all of them. I try to respond to all of them, but sometimes I can't. I don't know that these are as important because they are, and I think I had an issue getting these out. Not quite as easy to get out as they went in. feel like I remember these being kind of hard to press into. So that one's in. Well, I say it's in, it's not. Yeah, I feel like these were a pain to put in. Alright, that one's good. I'm going to go ahead and do this one, guys, and then we'll cut these zip ties off and figure out where we're going to mount that thing. Now that we got grease in all the bulbs, I'm going to cut these zip ties off I put on. Trying to be careful not to cut the wire. We got to figure out a spot to put this. Now, like I said, I really didn't want to do this. I like the way it was mounted on the light because it's just going to be a pain if I ever have to change them. I think I'm going to go on the inside here. That should be out of the way and not hit anything. So, we've got some adhesive remover or lacquer thinner. This is 3M adhesive remover. I'm going to just rub some on the back of this to get the old residue of the tape off. Once we get that off, I'm going to put some here where I'm going to mount it, making sure that surface is nice and clean. And I'll grab some of this tape here. I've got a roll of two-sided tape. I'm going to let this dry for a second, and then we'll put some of that on there and go ahead and mount that up. Now that this dried and I got the two-sided tape on there, I'm going to mount it right here on this intersection. Like I said, I cleaned that off really well, guys, with that adhesive remover, that 3M adhesive remover, and it seems pretty sturdy. And it's not going to hit anything. It's not close to anything. We can go ahead and put our light back in. Get our 2 screws in place. We'll get those tightened down. We'll move to the other side. Now let's move on to this one. Just repeat that process. It's going to fall off. Maybe it won't. I should have got a little stool to put out here. Now, as you guys can see, this one has that, this thing has a park assist somebody put in it, and so that's what all this wiring here is for. Doesn't look like this one's melted through either, which is good. I guess I caught it early. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'll blow through this, guys, and then we'll test them, make sure they still work. So now we have them back in, and it's dark enough where the reverse lights are lighting up. Let's make sure the tail lights still work. Still got tail lights. Still got blinkers. All good. So now that everything's working, all our lights seem to be working, I'm going to go ahead and flip this thing around, and we'll work on the next mod, which is something, like I said, you guys have been suggesting, and it's pretty simple. So the next thing we're going to do is the 6-on mod. So a lot of you guys have been talking about that, and sorry it's kind of noisy because I've got the Tahoe running to keep the lights on, but essentially right now, so if you have your fog lights on, let me turn them on. Right now at night, or actually right now, it's dark enough with my with a windshield tint to make them come on, but So right now you have your dims on and your fog lights. So now what happens is when you hit your brights, your fog lights go off and you only have your bright bulb shining. So what this mod's gonna do is it's gonna allow us to keep all of the lights on the front at the same time, which will drastically improve night driving. And I'll show you a little more tonight once it gets a little darker. But I'm gonna pop the hood, shut this thing off, and we'll get this thing installed. I'll show you what it is and talk about where I got it. So the very first thing we need to do is take this cover off. Now guys, there's several ways to do this modification. You can use diodes and kind of jump harness to harness, but I found this on Amazon. I'll list it in the description down below, from Fleece. I think it's Fleece Performance. Anyway, guys, this makes this super simple. So all we have to do is remove all 4 of these relays, and it doesn't really matter because they're all the same if you get them back or put them in the same. They got to go in the same spot, but they're all the same relays. So we're going to pull all these out. My hands are so cold. Hopefully they function. Anyway, these 4 fuses, or relays, not fuses. Set this down and use 2 hands. And then we just drop this into place. And it basically hugs these other fuses. There's 2 fuses in the center. And now all we need to do is put our relays back in. And it's as simple as that, guys. It's not hard at all. Anybody can do this. And to me, this is way easier than trying to wedge in wires within that. At least to me it is. Now, this thing is not bad. I think it's around 20 bucks. And to me, it's worth it. Like I said, it's not... You can do this with wires, but this looks a lot cleaner. And you can always take it out and move it to another vehicle. So I'm going to go ahead and snap this into place. And we'll set the camera up in the front so you guys can see exactly what changed. So at this point, you can obviously see that we have the headlights on, so the dim bulbs, and we also have our fog lights on. So now we're going to go hit the brights. And as you can see, now we have full lighting in the front. So our headlights, our dim stayed on, our brights stayed on, as well as our fog lights. So like I said, guys, this is going to make a huge difference at night. And so what I'll do is, like I said, I'll wait for it to get a little bit darker. And I was wanting to show you guys the license plate lights basically in the dark as well. So we'll come out here at night, take a look at how much more lighting that we're going to have now that we've done this mod and all the lights that we've done around the truck. So it's a few hours later, guys, and I wanted to show you what a huge difference this is, having all these lights on at one time. And it is starting to rain / snow. Just the story of my life with this weather. But guys, I will list all this stuff in the description down below if you want to do this. I think that's relatively easy and it's cheap. And I want to show you guys these backlights too, because I haven't got a chance to show you when it's dark or darker how much better they look. Look how bright those license plate lights are. They light that up for miles. It's crazy when it's dark. But I think it looks a lot better. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think. Having all those lights on at one time is really going to make things a lot better. But if this video was informative, guys, if you do like it, please, like always, smash that thumbs up button. If you're not subscribed, guys, you got to go down, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell icon your way you're notified every single time we drop a new video. And, well, take a look at some of your rides.